gũkua. Ôi, to cái này đi ơi.
That is Pefa Church in Kipipiri constituency of Nyandarua County, Mount Kenya region. The police throwing tear gas canister inside the church, full of congregants, not caring whether they were children or not. The time was around midnight when they were ushering in the new year. Ladies and gentlemen, remember Pefa Church said that it was going to accept donations from politicians when the other mainstream churches said that politicians should not come to glorify their roots in church. Remember very well that during the campaign, Rigathi Gachagua would always tell Kenyans that the Church of Christ had a candidate, and that candidate is William Samoei Ruto. Today, the administration of the candidate of God is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, and his security agents are the one who are doing this. So if you have been asking yourself, or if William Samoei Ruto has been wondering how his government has become unpopular, or why people are actually angry with his administration, look no further and look at such scenes. Because if I ask you, how many votes do you think William Samoei Ruto lost during the new year? Because members of the Pefa Church don't think there is anybody who would stand with him. And when I look at it again, I remember that, the church is taken to be a holy ground from all angles. The church is taken to be a sanctuary of God. So when you look at our security agencies, you realize that they no longer respect even the freedom of worship. And what is happening in this country is that we are losing the gains that were made in from 1992 all the way to the present. Because I remember wakati wa Moi, there was those of you who can remember, maybe you can remind us, when there was a by-election in the same constituency as Kipipiri. At that time, I think you were in high school. And what happened is that Moi's candidate lost. And this happened after Moi government had actually placed so many electricity posts all over the constituency. And the place was Monday, it was raining. The place is very, very productive. So Moi had camped there in gumboots for, I think, a whole week. But a candidate called Githiomi, is it Mwangi or Githiomi? Maybe you can remind me, who was a DP candidate, Mwai Kibaki, carried the day. And I remember reading, what made me remember that day is what was happening there, because the security agents the following day they came and collected all the posts and they took them to Kenya Power. So it was very, very interesting. Something else is that Kibaki did not campaign much. But what captured my attention was the headline of Taifa Leo, kwa sababu ilikuwa imeandika kano yaonya pilipili kali Kipipiri. It was somehow poetic. And ladies and gentlemen, what we can say here is that machozi ya watu sio kitu kizuri. When people are crying because of you, it is not good. When people are suffering because of actually congregating, because these people are harmless. And what we should be hearing now, if William Samoei Ruto was actually a man who should do everything to win his popularity. There's no need of even sending minor Jega. There's no need. Because what I've realized about the people is that they cannot accept anything unless now they themselves decides to support the government. Because look at the way Uhuru Kenyatta's rating came down crumbling when William Samoei Ruto went to visit him. And now, do you think people are going to accept Minor Jega? Because you see, Minor Jega is saying he's the chairman of Mount Kenya and he's going to face Rigathi Gachagua head on. The big question is, are you going to force the people to follow the government or UDA? Or how is Jega going to win this? And what we can expect here is more confrontation. Because I expect now that head on, what does that mean? That head on mean when Gachagua is holding the meeting, or Gachagua people are holding the meeting, Jega men will also come and interfere. And I think this will only make the government unpopular. If I were William Samoei Ruto, I would use a different approach. Like now, the head should be rolling in Kipipiri constituency. From the person, the county commissioner, all the way to the DCI, all the way to the people who threw tear gas canister, because life was put at risk. Women life was put at risk. You can hear people saying, Saidieni, help us. That's what they are saying. So what we are saying here, he should ensure, because you see, what we should be reading in the headline is that the county commissioner has been arrested because of what transpired in Pefa Church, Kipipiri constituency. That way, he can easily win the votes, by the way. Easily win the vote. Number two, if, for example, it is, I'm just trying to give him free advice. If, for example, it is those people like now who are trying to, or those people who have been accused of abduction, would be very pleased to hear that 7 abductors, because you see, we assume that they are different. Out of 7, we hear 3 abductors have been arrested by the DCI, hiding in Mount Kenya forest, or in Aberdare forest, or in Ragia forest, wherever they are hiding, or Karura forest, or if it is a city town, 22nd floor, which room they are hiding. They have been arrested, they have been captured, and they are shown in camera. That way, people would say this president is working. But you see now, the president is just watching. He's not doing anything when people are suffering, when people are crying. And if such things that are witnessed in Kipipiri are going to be repeated again and again, how do you think William Samoei Ruto is going to perform in 2027? Because you see, when you look at Wajiko Moher, I think the lady who is actually leaning towards Gachagua, people will take it that because of their MP they are being punished. And people, by the way, repel anyone who tries to use force. Human beings do not like force. And anytime you try to use force, intimidation, threats, whatnot, people will always rebel against you. I don't know what you think, ladies and gentlemen, but this is something that is wrong and should not be repeated anywhere in the world. Have a blessed day.